so much. It gives you so much more attention, so much
Damn.
more confidence, and just just waking you up. Bro. I feel like I took a shower.
Damn, dude. You pay $100 for a haircut?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
wild, bro. I guess he comes to your house though, right? So you like $80,
No,
like
he
you give
doesn't
him a
come to my
tip or
house.
what?
This fucker doesn't come to my house. No, he doesn't come to my house. It just takes an hour to do my hair because he does the beard and shit.
Ah, that's why you look so fresh with the beard. I'm jealous. I try and be like you, and then it just doesn't work.
You gotta be an Alibaba, bro.
No. Oh, that's funny, man.
I'm
All
a
right.
total. I'm not an Arab, but I'm definitely in the Middle East.
From out there, man.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
from the
cool. We
Middle
are
East.
live now, my friend. So I just went live on Instagram.
All
Welcome
right.
everybody
Oh yeah, you
from
got
all
my
around
IG
the
link to
world.
that. Let's
Yeah, we're
go.
live on the IG. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook and LinkedIn. What is going on, party people? So it is the beginning of April 2024. I'm excited here. My name is Robert Lyon, here with Gino Nadarov. We're going to basically be spitting some fire, dropping some bombs, leaving you all with some nuggets. As always, it's a pleasure to be here. So, I mean, today we've got a bunch of questions we'll get into. Um, I'm just trying to like, oh shit, we can change your background.
I
I
know.
like the
I
I
was
like
like,
the sofa in the background, dude. That one's cool.
I was like, that's
You
awesome.
look like a giant, but it's still pretty cool. Oh, that's funny.
Anyways, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, I mean, basically, we're always out here working. We're always hustling. Actually, so Luke is in California door knocking, and he's selling like pesticides or whatever. But he's sending me a bunch of addresses in Sacramento, California. Would you buy anything in Sacramento, Gino?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Sacramento.
Sacramento's nice.
I mean, it's not the best place. Real estate is super expensive out there. But if he goes out to the suburb area for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he's in the suburbs because he's selling pest control to rich people right now, which is
Oh,
super random. No offense to Luke if he's watching, but he's one of those guys like he's just kind of young and doesn't know what to do, so he just is doing a bunch of shit. He just like somebody told him he's like, hey, you can make a bunch of sales, just come in this van. He's like, okay. But
wow.
I like that about him too, is because at least he's going on adventures. I mean,
Taking
that's what you're
action.
supposed to do when you're young, man. You gotta try a whole bunch of shit, and then you'll figure out what really resonates and what really works for you. And then eventually you're like, oh, I don't want to just do anything. I want to make a lot of money. And then you figure out what makes a lot of money, and then you make a lot of money, right? At least that's what I've done.
Exactly.
Cool. So what's on top of mind for you, Gino? You got anything you want to start the message off or the live stream off with today?
Just excited, man. Just excited. Just I want that that energy of everybody just getting back to being ready for the next quarter. We're done. Where one quarter is in the books. Now
Yeah, isn't
we're
that
going to
crazy?
quarter number two. Quarter number two is about to get started. So when I like to start a quarter off, heavy and strong. So always realize, whatever you did in the past doesn't matter anymore. It
Yeah,
has to pass. You got to focus on the future. You got to focus on what's happening in front of you. You have to, I'm flying out to Oklahoma tonight. Like, it's happening. I didn't think about it. I didn't know. I planned it. I'm going. It's happening. I'm there.
yeah.
It's like you got to just take action, right? Things are happening, and I'm also flying to DC this month. It's like it's happening at the same time. So I got multiple times, but I'm still working. I'm still handling business. I'm still doing what I got to do. I got everything going on. So you guys gotta, don't let anything, don't let work stop you from doing what you got to do. And
Mm,
at the same time, make sure that you take care of work. So you got to take care of business no matter what. But that number one is the business, which is the money line, which is your air and oxygen, and then you got to take care of you got to take care of extracurricular activities that you have responsibilities for that you agree to do. Like if you committed to something, you have to go all the way. Finish
hmm
it. Finish it, complete it. Some people that never finish anything. So whatever you do, start and you commit to it, finish it. Even though your ideas or whatever you wanted to do is changing, don't just stop what you're doing and drop that and then go off and do something else. Sometimes you have to just focus, maintain what you're doing, try something else, and then if you like it, then you can kind of continue doing it. But always maintain your lifeline, which is your money.
Yeah. And I mean, I liked what Brandon Dawson was saying. He's like, you gotta close the loop, complete the cycle, do the full cycle of the business before you move on to something else. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that too.
Is there a reason that that the Mason meeting or whatever is this time of year? Is it like, I mean, there's just a lot of like cryptic things
Yes.
going on in the
I
world
think,
right now.
I don't know. It's well, I think this is happening. These trips are just kind of like planned randomly. Actually, these
Yeah.
events are not. We're not specifically planned. Because of this area. This time is that we actually negotiated where we're going to a different state, and you're going to be visiting a different state, and they operate in their turn. So we're meeting. We're kind of like reflecting what they want. And you
Cool.
go and you go and you visit like a Grand Lodge in Oklahoma, for example. Or you go visit a lodge or a big facility like a White House, basically in DC. If you want to go to the White House, there's certain times of the year they have events and they have open house and they show certain things, and that's where we're going. We're going to the House of the Temple in DC to be able to check out all the Egyptian the scrolls and information and knowledge, and that's all that stuff, basically history, right?
Cool.
Written in stone, history written in stone by Masons, by our Constitution, and basically what America stands for. And 33 Masons signed the Declaration of Independence, and that has continuously like stuck with me since I finished high school. And I was like, interesting. So then at the end, it's like it's part of like well, this is where the country was built, and knowing history, it repeats itself, is very true. So
Yeah.
always know your history. As far as like what the governments and the Roman empires, how they you have to know your history. So the way things operated. Now that we have a state, the United States of America, we have a good history of kind of going back, which each president in the past, what they represented, how that's affecting our current our current events is really driven on what they believed in back in those times, and that's happening now.
Wow. Sounds pretty cool. I mean, I like that stuff. So, I mean, I don't like Oklahoma. I think it'd be kind of weird to go there. I'm biased. Some people from Oklahoma are good people, but the place of Oklahoma, man,
Yeah,
Tornado Alley, bro, like
it's a wild place,
not
bro.
where I want to go.
I'm definitely there. I definitely never been to Oklahoma for any other reason, but this, but it's gonna be cool. And I think never been to DC, so I'm going places I've never been. So it's kind of the same. I've been there only once, maybe, and it's still it's a completely different environment. They say that you don't know how people live until you actually go in their environment, right, and see how they live. And it's completely different, man. Like going from California to even Miami for me was like, wow, like this.
The weird place.
They're way different. Like Arizona, another place. Everybody's so nice. I'm like, hey, why is everybody so nice here? Everybody's nice. I'm like, these people are nice. They upgraded our room, even though like they screwed up our room. Like it was like I was really happy in Arizona, man. Always like visiting Arizona. So it's a very, very nice people. Very honest people. Very, very. I would say there's a pride to be honest. I think, be real, be the real deal. And I think that's a good thing. And there's a lot of good. Like I go into these places and I take what they do, and I try to like put that in my pocket, kind of thing. I'm learning that more now. How can I learn from them and then make that my own?
Right. No, I think it's really important to travel and to have experiences. Like we talk about, it's not all about money. It's more of like what you do with your life, the experiences you have, and the people that you share it with. It was kind of interesting. I was listening to this doctor talk, and he was saying the most important thing to living a longer life is actually relationships and meeting people. It's like not necessarily smoking or like drinking or eating bad. It's like if you have more relationships and you have more friends and people in your life, you'll live longer. So it's kind of interesting to think about, right? That's like the best habit is just meet more people, right? And spread the wealth of knowledge and stuff. It's kind of cool. Awesome. Cool. Let's hit the questions then. Sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's level it out there. All right. So I mean, let's our goal is to go through these questions, make them probably like 5 to 10 minutes each, drop some knowledge. And then if you guys have questions or you want us to go over some stuff, feel free to drop them in the comments, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you guys are out there in the world. Leave us some comments. It also helps the algorithm, daddy in the sky, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. So put you on the spot, Gino. What are the top 5 best assets to have? What are your opinions?
Oh, nice. That's a good one. 5 best assets that I think you should have. Number one, yesterday actually I was talking to my lender, Toros. Shouts out to Toros. He's a badass lender. If you guys have any lending issues, hit him up.
Cool.
He's real good. He's a closer. I got good guys that close. I got real estate agents like Savada. These guys, they find the deals and they make shit happen. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about I was debating between life insurance and real estate. And I was fighting, not fighting, but I was arguing. I was like, no, I believe life insurance is better. But I now have changed my mind, and I believe now wholeheartedly. I understand now that no, real estate land is better. And the reason is it's a pain in the ass to get the money out. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But the reason the land is better is because it's not it's not something that's in the clouds. Like it's not just like it's a company that owns this this life insurance that may one day go bankrupt. Like it's not something that you can't touch a lot. You can't touch life insurance. You can't you can't feel it. You can't rent it. You can't make money off of it. It's something that just grows, right? And it's a good place to place your money. But these are the top ones I'm talking about: life insurance and real estate. Number 1 is real estate. Number 2 is life insurance. Those are the top 2. Number 1 is real estate, and real estate is because you own the land, the house that's on the land. Potentially, you can own the land, but you still have to pay taxes. You never really own the land. So when I say that, but you do own the land in the sense where you have the property. But that land cannot be used to make money. That land can be used to do whatever you want to do with it. You can, you get to use a piece of land, a physical thing that you can touch and feel, and it's not going away unless a nuclear world attack and the whole world just explodes. But the land is there; it's always going to be there. People are going to be able to live there. It can be used. You always own it. So being an owner of it is always a top priority. So real estate is number 1, no matter what now. And number 2 is life insurance. Okay, life insurance is because it's a good place to hide your money. It grows with compound interest, and you're able to take the money out just like real estate.
Yeah,
it's a lot quicker. So there's pros and cons from both. You can take money out a lot quicker from life insurance. You can take money out a little harder from real estate, but either one, both of them are really good. The third one, I think, is for me at least, I believe it's actual cars. I think cars is an asset. I think those are really good asset that you can again physically touch and feel and rent and make money. Or you can use.
I think that one's kind of uniquely fit for you because most people wouldn't consider a car an asset because they don't know that they can rent it like good old Giovanni.
Everything is an asset. I mean, you can say your wife is an asset, your friends are an asset.
Well, I mean, if you just have a car that you pay $600 a month to that you just drive until it dies, like it's not really an asset.
No, but I mean, it's an asset that it gets you from point A to point B. But it's a car. Putting your money in a car versus like a Rolex, right? A car is more usable, right? A Rolex doesn't do anything. Rolex will stay on your watch, your hand. It'll look good. It'll go up in value, but it doesn't actually. You can't use it for anything. A car, you can actually do something. Well, you can use it for work, for business, for other stuff, and it's also tax deduction if you buy the right car. So that's another asset. It's because it can be a $200,000 asset just by 1 year. So then another asset would be so those are the top 3. So you got real estate, you got life insurance, you got cars, and then you also have. I would say an asset would be like an investment accounts. Like if you have an ETF investment accounts, actual like diversified investment accounts that are a little more cloudy, but at least you can own. You can say like you can own that. You can own a piece of gold, a physical piece of gold, probably better than a non-physical. But like if you can't get gold, I would say the third or the fourth one will be like ETFs in gold or other basically diversified funds that are really good. And then the final thing will be, something that, in my opinion, will be, for example, it's not assets like gold. I would say like actual having crypto, right? Crypto is a good one. Another one, compared in the modern days, crypto is something that you should always be invested in, just because it's an asset that can potentially grow, and it has grown and shown to make money for a lot of years. So
Yeah.
those are my top 5 assets.
Do you think health would be considered an asset? Because I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but I don't know if that's
If
really
you're
an
talking about
asset.
general, I was talking about more financial, but
Yeah, I
general,
was thinking financial too. But I mean, the question is top 5 best assets to
yeah.
have,
So you can
right?
say,
So
you can say, you can call your
health is always kind of number one,
health
right?
is number one.
Yeah.
And that's a different flip. You talk about health. Hey, health is number one. Forget the rest.
Yeah. But no, I'm kind of old school, I think. So number 1 is businesses, then real estate. But I would like to add real estate as land as well, like land. I think owning land. But then I think like guns and crypto and life insurance. Like that's my top 5.
Yeah.
I like to buy guns kind of cheap. Actually, one of my girlfriend's brother is the head shoot, like he teaches all the police in Phoenix how to shoot guns. So he just shows up and just gives me like crates of barrel of bullets. So, and those things are fucking gold, man. They went from like 10 cents a bullet to like $1 a bullet now. It's just like, oh shit. Yeah, I know. And then I don't know, there's some comedian who's like, well, I mean, like hoarding all the food and hoarding all of the stuff, like you're just keeping it for someone with a gun to come along and take it from you. You know what I mean? Anyways, I think those are the top 5 assets. Business, real estate and land, crypto, guns, and then I think your health and your skills will combine those. All right, let's go to the next one.
I like that.
Would you rather invest into real estate or crypto? Let's change it though to right now, Gino. Like this year. Like would you rather buy more real estate, or would you rather put your money in crypto right now?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, that's a good one. I personally, I'm a bias. I am a real estate guy, so I would buy more real estate anytime, any year, anywhere, anytime, whenever it is. Like that's just the way it is. A crypto is good. I've played around with it. I made money in it. I just for me personally, if I put my money, I would put on real estate.
Yeah, you can't really sleep in your crypto wallet. I think though. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go Nostradamus right now. I think next week we might have like a weird black swan event. We'll see what happens. But aside from some black swan event, like I think crypto's about to fucking go to the moon. You know what I mean? So like I think Solana, I think a lot of these AI crypto coins, a lot of these gaming crypto coins, they have a potential to like 50x your investment, which is insane, right? And like the thing that's going to be kicking my ass is like if I'm like 50 years old and all we use is crypto, and I had a chance to get in at the beginning of crypto, and like I tell my kids I didn't do it or something, like that haunts my dreams. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, the entire world's currency went digital and you missed the fucking mark. Like, my bad, kids, So that would suck. But in reality, I would always have land or a house over some mythological, Ethernet fucking coin that I can't touch with my hands. You know what I mean? Like, I love turning, credit cards and hard work into physical assets, buildings, land, water, like all that kind of stuff is like very, very real world. As much as we spend time on our phone and in the digital world, like there's more reality. And if shit hits the fan, you're not going to be able to do anything with your fucking crypto, right? Whereas if you have a house, you can, live in it and hold it down and stuff like that. So,
absolutely.
All right, cool. So, I guess that was good. Okay, how can you succeed your financial goals? If you have a financial goal, how can you actually succeed at hitting that goal? What do you think you can do?
Well, you gotta stay consistently working at it every single day.
Right.
Working on that goals is basically, we're chipping away every single day. And I think by not giving up, by just continuously trying, learning new methods, becoming a better version of yourself, and start to work on how you can be that person that because if who you are now is not going to be who you're going to be when you hit those goals. When you hit those goals, you're going to be if not a completely different person, you will have different traits once you get to those goals. So if you don't realize it right now, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, how do I get to those goals? you know, who you are now. Like, I'm not gonna be this person anymore. I'm like, shit, I'm changing already. And I'm like, and it's like, it's wild, you know. It's like you thought you knew who you were yourself, but then you don't really know yourself until you get to where you want to go.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it just comes down to, I mean, everything we've been learning with like Grant Cardone and everything else. It's like set your targets, create the KPIs to hit those targets, and then you just have to fucking be disciplined. Like I one of my stupid, posts on Instagram this morning is, your goals don't care how you feel. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit if you're sad today, if you don't feel like doing the work. They don't give a shit, right? You know what you need to do every day to hit your KPIs. That's the beautiful thing, is having that clarity. And then you just need to fucking day in and day out do what you need to do to get there. And then we need to also, like, you need to put yourself on manual mode, but you need to do it a lot more often, I think, than most people do. Like,
Right.
most people are always like, they're going with their emotions, right? As opposed to like actually being able to turn off the emotions and just do the work that needs to get done. And the more that you do that, the better you're going to get at it. But then also we get all the money, right? And then we fucking flip back on our emotions, and then we just fucking blow it all. And then we didn't get to our goal because we fucking got too caught up in the emotions. So I think it's discipline, and then turning yourself on manual mode and not swaying from your goals, right? And that's hard. And that's I think like modern day society purposely like programs us to make it even harder than it should be by just spamming us with all kinds of different things that we can do with our money all the time, and what other people are doing and living, and it's just weird. But have a target, set your KPIs, be super disciplined, and then when you hit your goal, plan a reward, but don't overindulge. And what is Mike Tyson? He says, you're always just one step away from the gutter, right? So it doesn't matter if you're in a limousine or a Rolls Royce, like you're just one step away from just fucking it all up, right? So you gotta, stay strong, even when you're succeeding, right? To get to that next level. That's always kind of crazy. Yeah. You got anything else you want to add on that one?
No, I think that's good. Just focus on, your goals, targets, KPIs, and never give up. Those are the three. You keep doing that. You keep going towards your goals. Look, you'll succeed just as long as you don't give up. When you give up, you will never know. So you got to keep trying. Okay.
Right. All right. And then how does the stuff you consume on the internet affect your ability to make money? And I'll ask you, Gino, what do you think? How does the stuff we consume on the internet affect how we make money?
I think it's wasting my time.
Right.
I think that, I swear to you, like the other day I was listening to a podcast, and then I got off the podcast. It was on YouTube, and I got off the podcast. I got on my phone, and I switched over to Audible so I could start listening to a book.
Yeah.
And then the fucking thing turned on, like, it had like 10-second minute or whatever thing, and then YouTube, like, the timer. And then something else came up, and I was like, "Oh, I got." And then I started watching this other, like, it was like a UFC fight or something, and I was like, "Oh,
take you down the rabbit hole."
then I got stuck watching YouTube for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, "Ah, shit!" And then I'm over here like, I should have been listening to this book. So then I'm watching this freaking fight. I mean, it was super entertaining. I don't know who it was, but it was really bloody. But I got stuck watching this YouTube video, YouTube video of this fighters, of UFC fighters, which I love UFC. Don't get me, I love UFC. No offense to UFC fans, I love it. It's worth watching these people, battle of the wills, and it's super entertaining. And I was just on the, I got tickets to a Cardone with a 10X. Cardone, what's it called? The Growth Con
conference.
Growth Con. I got access to that, so I was listening to the guy that's gonna fight the other guy, McGregor,
Conor McGregor.
McGregor, but he's Grant Cardone was literally right now probably talking to him if they didn't finish talking. They were doing it live, asking about how he got to what he did. Point I'm trying to say is I got distracted, consumed by information or something that didn't make me money. Okay, me watching that does not make me money. So it's a negative, right? So try to avoid doing things that waste your time, that are not productive. And then that, even though you're entertaining, entertainment is good, but there's always a time and a place for that. So and I think that's the best way. And our software is made to made to so that way you are you're engaged, right? It's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. They're all made to keep you engaged,
Right.
and that way you're on their platform because they can keep sending you ads and sell you shit. At the end of the day, that's what I would say. I would say it affects your ability to make money because it distracts you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like gonna make our children and the next generation complete garbage. Just because, like, think how powerful the algorithm is gonna get at showing you stuff that you want to see. Right? We're just sexy monkeys. You know what I mean? Like our brains are pretty simple. Like they're gonna figure out how to hack our attention span and force us to see too much good stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like your health. What you put in is what you get out. So if you just keep feeding your brain garbage and trash, like you're just going to have a garbage thought process and a garbage life, and you're just not going to be able to pay attention anymore. But it does get harder. I remember when TikTok or whatever and stuff first came out, I was like, I'm not gonna scroll for like hours. Like those are just for losers. And then I find myself just mindlessly scrolling now, and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? So yeah, it's definitely a distraction. It creeps up on you and it wastes your time, right? That's the most precious thing we have is our time. So if you find yourself wasting too much time scrolling on the internet, I think it fucks you up. And then also, comparing yourself to everybody on the internet is a lose-lose, right? They don't give a shit about you thinking about them, and you need to be more focused on what you can do right now with your time, and don't compare yourself to other people. That's just the only competition you really should have is to beat yourself every day. Set your own goals, set your own targets, and be the best version of yourself. And then, compete with everybody, but compete against yourself the most, right? Don't look for other people's opinions of you. It doesn't really matter. And then don't also compare yourself to other people. They've never been through what you've been through, and you've never been through what they've been through. So I don't think it's healthy to compare yourself to other people on the internet. Obviously, if you're winning, then you're winning, right? And if you're losing, then you're losing, right? So if you want to stop losing, stop comparing yourself to all the losers on the internet and just beat yourself and set your goals and crush it every day, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. How does staying uncomfortable help you make more money? Do you know?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's probably the most important one when it comes to being motivated. And whenever you get to the point where, like, let's say you have a big win or you make a bunch of money, or you're succeeding, or your business is making you money, and now you are content with that system, and now you're used to getting that same money, and then you become comfortable, and you just you expect that money to come in every month. That's the bad mentality, because what happens is if something goes wrong in that stream that's giving you money, you are now comfortable, and you're not if something goes wrong, you are not on edge. You're not ready to adjust and start to make things happen. If you're uncomfortable all the time, if you're running around doing stuff and you're not stopping, and you're continuously growing, and you're learning, you're doing things all the time, and then something happens, you're already on that high frequency. You get on it, you jump on it, you fix the problem, you move on, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like slow, you're in a low frequency mode, and you're not really doing things, and you're just like on this autopilot, and you're just hanging out with the family, and you're just doing things that are just kind of like autopilot. Then something happens, you're not going to be ready, and you're not going to be ready with the right shield and armor to attack, to protect yourself or attack back and resolve the issues when they come up. So being uncomfortable for longer periods of time is more better. But I'm not saying being like uncomfortable in the sense that you're like stressing out all the time and all that. I'm saying, like, just be ready. Be ready at all times to take action when you need to take action, because you're gonna always need to take action when it comes to business. We all know that. And if you run a business, or you run a business before, you always need to be ready. You always need to be able to know how to resolve a problem, an issue, and you always have to have the right tools and resources in your fingertips in order to get it done.
Yeah. And I mean, it just goes back to, diamonds are just coals that have been under a lot of pressure, right? All growth is typically uncomfortable. You're almost always, whenever you're growing, it's uncomfortable because change is naturally uncomfortable, right? So you really want to always be pushing yourself. And if you start to realize that you're getting kind of squishy and you're not like pushing yourself, prepare for, a fucking wake up call, right? Whereas if you stay always on the attack and always ready to go forward and pushing on your dreams, you're just going to have new problems and new levels of things that you never would have expected. But then you're going to wake up one day and look at all the fucking amazing stuff that you've done, right? As opposed to staying comfortable, staying safe. Right. And I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
I grew up, my dad, he's like super bipolar, right? And then he would get these manic modes where he would just be scared of fucking everything, right? So I learned very young that I don't want to listen to anybody and I don't want to fucking be scared of anything because I know it's mostly all in our heads. It's all made up. It's all a bunch of fucking bullshit that we tell ourselves and we get caught in a loop. And we need to break out of that box. In order to break out of the box that we hold ourselves in, we constantly have to be uncomfortable and constantly be pushing ourselves. I say that, and I also want to take naps and I want to like be comfortable and shit like that. But I know the best thing that's the best for me is always pushing, always getting out of my comfort zone, always trying to see what I'm really made of.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is I'm not dead. I haven't died. like nothing's really hurt me, even if it's scary, even if it's overwhelming, even if it's exhausting, I'm still here. And it's just made me a better person. Right. So I always want to hopefully lean into doing the hardest thing possible that I know is going to make me the best version of myself. Right. And that's how I continue to push it. So I think that's cool.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. So
That's fire.
But I think that's good. So get uncomfortable, push yourself to the limit, and make some fucking money.
Yes.
I think that's all I got. You got anything else you want to say before we wrap up, Joe?
No, that's it. Just you guys did I'm excited about the next quarter. It's time to get action, take action, start to take massive action, and make your dreams come true. But you got to start now. You can't depend on anyone else to do it. You got to be the one to do it. And I think that being uncomfortable and setting goals and targets are going to be the way to succeed this year in 2024, and then every year after that. But 10xing that bitch, taking it to the next level and taking it where people are, you're not, continues to stay uncomfortable. Once you get to a certain level, a lifestyle that you want to be in, if that's really what you want to be in, then obviously you hit your target. But if you're not hitting higher targets, you need to at least stay uncomfortable so you can maintain your situation. So you can always learn and educate yourself. So that way, just in case you need to level up, you'll be ready to level up. And at the same time, if you want to get to the higher levels, or whether it's personal growth, financial growth, health, other fitness, whatever it is, just constantly set those targets and then work on them. I think I'm gonna get myself a coach probably for the health side. Like I can't do anything about it anymore at this point. It's like as much as you want to work out, you take care of yourself. Like you need help. Even we need to take someone to take accountability against yourself. Sometimes you don't take accountability, and if you don't have anybody to take you accountable, you cannot succeed. So sometimes I have to be the one, on our team, and you have to be the one when it comes to the sales team. It's like that. It's that you have to take accountability. You have to be the person that's going to be the hard edge, that the stop, and we have to always have that person. Maybe it might be your friend, your girlfriend, your wife, your cousin, whoever it is that's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah, and that's the hard one.
That's the hard one. So hold yourself accountable. Have someone hold you accountable, and you will succeed.
Yeah, I mean that's how you build confidence too. Is you say you're going to do something, and then you do that thing, and then you tell other people you're going to do it, and then you do that thing, exactly. And it just perpetually builds momentum, and it builds good faith. And, you can do shit.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. All right, everybody, check out creditleveragex.com. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking us out. Drop some questions, send us some DMs, go forth and make some money. Make it a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah.